Cavs Nation, listen, I ain't even gonna dress this episode up tonight. Um, it's kind of why I ain't even dress up tonight. You feel me? Y'all know every episode of Cavs State of Mind, I wear a Cavs hat, right? And I try to be as fresh as I'm is. You feel me? But tonight, nah, we're gonna have to keep it a bean tonight. Because this season we were supposed to be talking about how this team is gonna take the next step, right? And as a fan, it feels like most nights we're stuck in neutral. And then there are some nights where we're even going in reverse. Like we have rewound the time back to Donovan's first year as a Cleveland Cavalier. And it's one thing to lose in overtime to some bums, respectfully, but it's a whole nother thing to not score not one single point in overtime against a LaMelo Ball less Charlotte Hornets. Come on, bro. I mean, that's some night we're having a very honest conversation, y'all. You know, we can get emotional if we want to. This is a safe space. But we gonna be honest tonight, not reckless, just honest and real, right? Hoodies on. You feel me? This is that time where we just gonna rip the band-aid off and call a spade a spade. And again, y'all know over here, I do my best to try to keep it a bean. Okay. So let's get into it, man. Y'all, let's get into the conversation, man. As y'all know, it's your girl Najah Lee, your host of Cavs State of Mind Show, the realest Cavaliers breakdown on the net, and the only place where hoops meet higher perspective. Y'all know each and every episode is powered by Freer Lenz, a lifestyle brand encouraging dope people like you to do all things with purpose and intention. If y'all don't know the brand, y'all already know the motto, okay? Freelance.com. What up? And this episode again is no different from every other episode where again we keep it 100% thorough and we try to take you upstairs each and every episode because hoops with a higher perspective. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all, let's get into this episode because we got some stuff to talk about. A couple things. Is enough enough? Haven't we heard it all before? Heard it all before. Haven't we heard it all before this season? We're 25, 26, 27 games in, right? And we've already heard enough. Is enough enough tonight against the Bulls at 8 o'clock? What are we looking to see? Have we finally had a real reality check with our roster? Or are we still pissing down backs, calling it rain? Are we? Will anybody in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, okay, Tri-C help Donovan Mitchell? Don, my boy needs some help. Please help him, okay? I'm about to put a little ad up on Craigslist. Can somebody, it's some people at the creek that I know can suit up for the Cavs right now and at least play with some heart. Come on now. Where you at? Where you at? Let there be one. And finally, I'm gonna give y'all my keys to win against the Bulls tonight. Because unfortunately, even though the Bulls technically on paper by record aren't a great team, but they're better than us statistically, right? Not in record, but they have a better offense, they have a better defense, they have a better transition offense. Okay, so when you are better than a team in those areas and they're a better rebounding team, yay. Okay, let's talk about it. I got one question for y'all. Let's early and often. I'm gonna ask y'all some questions today. Again, this is a conversation, and we're gonna keep it a bean. Okay. We're gonna keep it real. What happened to the Cavs that we thought we were getting this season? We thought we were gonna get a more progressive team this season, not just in the offensive category, right? But defensively, we thought DeAndre Hunter was going to be our wing kind of lockdown swing guy, right? We thought we had more backup defenders within our bigs. We thought our starter bigs were going to be more impressive. Now, yes, is Evan Mobley still doing what he needs to do defensively on his man? Yes. Or help defense? Yes, but he's still struggling, okay? Rebounding, right? I think he's still, in my opinion, defensively is not playing the same type of defense he did last year, okay? In my opinion, we're going to talk about the eye test. Stats can mean anything, right? Stats can lean towards whatever way. Anybody took stats 1 in college, you know you can make a statistic to support any argument you want. So we're going to talk about what we see as fans. I don't give a about no stat. And we can look at the stats right now and they ain't supporting us, okay? So let's talk about stats, okay? Since we're on the topic. Look at where we are. Did anybody sign up to be a number seventh seed in the Eastern Conference? I know I did not sign up for that. Not riding that wave we rode last year, okay? Number 1 seed all season long, okay? I didn't sign up for 15 and 12. Struggling against the bum teams that have been bums since I've been around. Charlotte ain't never been good my whole life. I would have to go back to Muggsy Bogues and you know what I mean? We got to go back to Chris Paul when he was doing a little bit of something. You know what? And about Chris Paul, they did you wrong, my boy. They did you wrong. If we didn't have 11 guards on our team, I would say, Chris Paul, come on over here to Cleveland. We need somebody like you in our locker room. However, we already got 1,000 guards, so we don't need another one. But respect to CP3, he deserves better. But we deserve better as fans. 15 and 12 didn't sign up for that. Look who's at the top. Our old coach in them. Karis LeVert in them. Green in them. A whole lot of our old players are elsewhere, but specifically on this Detroit team, looking like something. At least doing the very thing that we need them to do for us right now. Didn't sign up for it. But here's what we have. Okay? Here's what we have. These are our key contributors on the Cavaliers team this year. And we're going to talk about the differences in the team makeup last year to this year. It's a drastic difference. The core 4 are there, yeah, whatever. But the team in general, it's a different team. Garland, let's talk about what they are supposed to do through their roles, right? When they have a clear role and they're doing what they're supposed to do, this is what it's supposed to look like. Garland is supposed to organize the offense, right? We don't depend on him for defensively, but offensively, he gets everybody into their sets, especially the bigs. He get the bigs into their spots, get them easier buckets, easier touches, opens it up for Spider to do his thing, especially in the fourth quarter, because he's not super gassed, even though he's in phenomenal shape. I don't know what the rest of the guys are doing. Why everybody else looks so winded all the time. Why, you know what? That's another topic. Ask Donovan, why don't nobody work out like him? Where was y'all at? Why wasn't y'all training with him this summer? We're going to talk about it later. Mobley, when he's locked in on both sides of the ball, he anchors everything for us. We're looking for him to be our number 1 hitter. It's not looking that way thus far. And based on just demeanor, I don't know if he's ever going to get there. I don't know. He's a really good player to have on your team, but he's not the player you're going to build around if the energy if it ain't there, right? Let's talk about the next person, okay? That's been a disappointment even when healthy on this team thus far this season. Jarrett Allen. What he's supposed to be doing is cleaning up everything, right? Cleans up all the it's like what we wanted in Anderson Varejao, the scrappy person, always on the glass. He gonna try to get the tip backs. He gonna try to get the offensive boards. He's diving on the floor. He's okay with the switch. He, if Jared Allen switch out on the guard, unless it's Steph Curry or Tyrese Maxey or Cade Cunningham, you be like, all right, we can a possession or two. we'll go ahead and deal with it. You're not that worried about him. He's lean, he's mobile, he has lateral ability. He's a great guy to have on a squad when locked in. When he's not, instead of him being the cleaner upper, he's the trash man. Okay? He is the trash man. Not the garbage man. He is the trash man on the court. We need better. We should see that tonight. Although they have a great center over there. They have some great center and power forward duo over there in Chicago. It's going to be a tough game for us. I shouldn't be saying that, though. I should not be saying going into Chicago. Well, it's a home game, I believe. I don't even know at this point. I just don't know. Playing Chicago is going to be a tough game for. I should never be saying that. Yet here I am on December, 17th, 2025. I'm saying the Chicago Bulls, starring white boy with the long hair. I just feel like every time I see him, I'm like, he ought to be on riding the wave, right? He ought to be surf boy, California, Malibu. He just get Josh Giddey. Yes, Josh Giddey. That's the vibe he gives me. That's okay. I love it. He looks like he's a fun guy. Okay, but when he comes out busting our ass and he almost averaging a triple-double, that fun guy turns real serious in between them lines. That's what I need out of our guys. I'd see a fun guy in Jared Allen. Don't strike no fear on me, fearing me on the court, though. Hunter looks like he's an interesting guy. He looks like, right? I see his chrome shoes, and I'm like, wow, what an interesting guy. He hoops in, minerals. You feel me? Like he seems very astute. However, the what he should be doing is attacking, and I'm not getting the growl. I'm not getting I'm here to take over. I'm not getting that. What I am getting instead is weak attempts and weak drives to the basket. I am getting a lot of 3-point attempts, but shooting right around 30% a game. Right? That's not the guy that we traded Karis LeVert and George Niang for. One thing about Niang is you knew that man came to play basketball. Okay? Do I have shout out to Maddox? Shout out to Maddox. Welcome to Cavs State of Mind. I don't even know where I'm at this point. Listen, do I have the Cavs coming out the East playing like this? Hey, I can firm, and I'm a Cavs fan, okay? But one thing about me is I'm gonna keep it a spade. I'm gonna keep it a B. Spade a spade. No. The answer is no. In short and long, if there's a miracle in the locker room, and not only do we magically become super fucking healthy, right? Because at this point, it would be a miracle. I mean, now we got Evan Mobley. Y'all stop. Okay. Get to the point. If we magically become super healthy and then magically play like we give a fuck, then I can potentially see us and this is me still saying potentially see us maybe winning 7 games in between New York and or Detroit, potentially. But based on just evidence, right? And how we perform in the playoffs and how we've started this season as if we are still second round in the playoffs last year. We started off this season battered and bruised, not just within injuries, but mentality, spirit. It felt like Donovan, the only one that got some reprieve over the summer. I mean, now damn it. Now hold on. Now Donovan did up Coco Jones and put the ring on it. Okay, that'll make any man bounce with a hook. Maybe they need to go and get them a woman, right? Somebody wholesome that'll cook for them. What Auntie Mo said, that'll rub your feet when you get home. Maybe they need somebody like that. I don't know what the disconnect is emotionally to the game, but I can see it on the screen though. What up, Miss D? Welcome back to Cavs, state of mind, man. We kicking it today. We just having real conversations about what we're seeing with my dear Cavaliers. And while you're here in the chat, she's a Detroit Pistons fan. Let's throw some parallels. Maddox, if you are a Cavs fan or not a Cavs fan, let me know who's your team, who you riding with, and let me know if if it ain't the Cavs. Okay, hands up. I ain't even going. I ain't even my team. In my mind, my team not even in the hat right now. Right? If you ain't top 4, you ain't in the conversation. I said that. And if I say that about other teams, because I said that about the Bulls at the top of the season when we were playing them, I ain't worried about no team started 6-0, but it ain't shit. Right? You talk to me. We 25 games in. Now we 25 games in, and we ain't shit. Okay? The pot calling the kettle black tonight. I got on all black anyway. Okay, hoodies up. What's up? The Knicks don't scare me in a series. I mean, in a series, the Knicks don't scare me, but Jalen Brunson scares the shit out of me. It's Brunson that has an undeniable, unwavering will to win. And that's what scares the shit out of me. It ain't Karl Anthony Towns, okay? Because you put another body on him. But one thing about them is that they ain't scared of Cleveland, right? They beat us before. And one would think we probably had a better team back then when they beat us. I don't know. Facts. They all need a Coco or Asia. Okay, because now I seen Bam, he got his little dunk block the other day. I said, oh damn, Asia out of town. She been traveling and he ain't have enough leg up. Right. So Asia gotta get back in town because when she back in town, he don't get them type of attempts blocked like that. Right. So rule number 1 is get you one of them ones that's gonna hold you down. Rule number 2, get you somebody that's gonna challenge you. That's what everybody in the chat. Get you a partner that's gonna challenge you. Look at Clarissa Shields and Papoose. Boy, they on each other heels, ain't they? They pushing each other. Damn, we got 2 Pistons fans over here on Cavs State of Mind. That's crazy. Cavs fans got to pull up, bro. We getting outdone by the Detroit fans. But look, though, I'm partially, I love the color red, right? And Detroit just right across the lake. So, and who don't love Kay Cunningham and Duran, man? And Isaiah Stewart crazy at? I love Detroit basketball all the way. Y'all lucky I'm a Cavs fan, but if it's not the Cavs out the East, I got my money on Detroit. I just like their mindset, right? I just like their mindset. I keep getting these alerts. What the hell? Look at y'all showing love. I love when y'all show love to each other in the chat because again, this is a safe space. Everybody is welcome. Hop in. Let me know who you're a fan of. Hop in and let us know. Let's talk, man. Maybe you need some Isaiah Stewart, Mitchell Robinson, some dogs. Of course, we need some dogs. We need some dogs, but guess what? We thought the dog was going to be a DeAndre Hunter because we need that wing presence that can also play some big minutes, right? Not all the time, but when we play small ball, DeAndre Hunter is supposed to be that perfect person. And he hasn't been this season. But I knew on a slice, I swear on a slice of cheese. I told everybody, they were supposed to re-sign Ty Jerome just for DeAndre Hunter. That's why. I say he got his best bud. They playing together, reunited, and it feels so good. He got his best bro. They had their bromance again, they little honeymoon phase. They lighten it up. They got the floaters, they got the threes, they got all of that. Bro get traded. Well, bro didn't get re-signed. Bro didn't even get an offer. So Hunter probably feel like, damn, they played my dude, and he was here before me. Shit, how they gonna do me? Well, don't worry about him, boy. You already got your contract. And we traded 2 people. Now it helped us. We got under the salary cap, but we got under. We were his trade pushed us into the luxury. We were going to be there anyway, but still, I would love to see Pistons versus OKC NBA Finals if everyone stays up. Boy, the Pistons versus OKC. Only problem with that is this. I think the Pistons play well. I mean, great, right? OKC is great. You see the difference? The Pistons play great. OKC already proved that they are great. And I think OKC, even with the Pistons playing phenomenal defense and very, very aggressive, I think OKC will still be able to outscore them. I think they'll still be able to outscore them. And if you get a situation where Cade Cunningham consistently gets in foul trouble, because you know Shea gonna get you, he gonna get you, he gonna get your guard in foul trouble. It is what it is, especially in the playoffs. You're on the bench, right? If that happens, then that's a problem. But on the flip side, Cade can do the same shit Shea can. And that's what the people ain't talking about. All the let me get you into the paint. Let me get the easier buckets. Because I'm big, I'm strong, I'm aggressive, I'm physical. So he can get you on his hip the same way Shea can. And once you get caught up in them pump fakes, it's over with. Barbecue chicken. What I think the Sixers are a sleeper team. I've said that before on prior episodes. I think the Sixers are sleeper teams, man. That damn Tyrese Maxey, bro, he surprises me every single night, bro. He does something every single time I watch him play. He does at least one thing that I'm like, damn, that boy been working out. That boy been working on his game, and this has been consistent since he's been in the league. He's improved every season. I didn't even think nobody even thought they would be where they are now. Hold on, let me go back to it. Come on, man. Philly, they got 14 wins. How many wins did they finish with last season? Like 17, something crazy, 20 something. I don't know. I have to Google it. I ain't got no time. This ain't no Philly episode, but they already better than what they were last season, with or without Embiid. And that damn Paul George, chalk him up. Chalk him up. You know what I mean? You don't need him. You know, you just wasted money. That series will be crazy though. If it's OKC and Detroit in the finals, I ain't mad at it. I'm pulling up with my popcorn. I'm watching every single game. Right? Same thing I did with OKC and Indiana. I'm watching every single game, except for I wasn't rooting for Indiana. I was just watching good basketball. This year, I will absolutely be rooting for Detroit if that were the case. And I'm going to say that loud and proud on Cavs State of Mind. I'm a Cavs fan, diehard. But if Detroit get to the finals, just like the last time Detroit was in the finals, low key, I cheer for them now. When they played the Spurs, I cheered. When they played LA, I did not. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. The only bad loss that we had this year was versus the Cavs. Yeah, and that was before y'all had figured it out. Y'all, it didn't take y'all long to figure it out, but when y'all did, and then y'all got what's your boy Jordan Ivey back? I think that's his name. Y'all, I mean, y'all just continue to gel in that camaraderie. Again, y'all got new players too, so y'all had to figure out how to make this thing jug. And so once that happens, I mean, JB is smart. Always have been smart, right? And always have been super aggressive, especially when it comes to the defense. And if you already got a bunch of players that want to play defense, that want to play in your jersey, that want to play aggressive, I mean, shit, now it's just about schemes and matchups and placements on the court. Cavs should win easy. Should is the key word there. We should have beat Charlotte. Did not. Scored no points in overtime. We should not have had a struggle against the Wizards. And we did. Brings us back to this point. Just like Ms. D said, they should. Brings us back here. Right. So Jalen Tyson, we know, I believe these names here: Jalen Tyson, Dean Wade, Lonzo Ball, Craig Porter Jr., Naquan Tomlin, and Tyrese Proctor. These are our keys. This is the engine, right? It ain't Garland. We just saying he had damn near a double-double, 20 points. I think he had 20 points in 9 last game. We're going to talk about stats in a little bit. It wasn't enough, right? We've seen Spider. Y'all know my boy Don. He gonna carry the team. He gonna put on the red cape, right? Super Spider-Man at this point. We've seen him carry the team, right? And we didn't win, right? And we've seen him carry the team, and we did win. We've seen Mobley have great games, right? Double doubles, 22 and 12s, lost. Okay. The keys to us winning all the time is our others. To be honest, I feel like the league got our core four made out, right? This ain't like the days where you had the Spurs and you like, I know for a fact every single night I'm gonna get Tim Duncan, I'm gonna get Ginobili, I'm gonna get Parker, I'm gonna get Bruce Bowen every single night, right? I know exactly what those four are gonna do, right? Or uh what's the boy Robinson, right? I know exactly what the four is gonna do. On top of when you had your bench people like Ori and all, you know what I'm saying? I know exactly what they're gonna do. We have a core four that, and I shouldn't even be doing that because that means something else nowadays with the kids and all what they be doing with the little slangs and stuff. But in my day, this mean options, juggling. You don't know. It's either this or this. I don't know. So I'm going back and forth. Ha ha ha. Right? You don't know who gonna show up. Sometimes nobody shows up. Sometimes two show up. Sometimes only one. Let there be one. But recently it's only been one. Right? So if our others are consistently reliable, if Dean Wade fills the gaps as far as offensively and defensively, he is that presence on the switch, right? He can check the guards, he can check the bigs. He's the presence on the glass, especially offensive glass. I remember last game, I think I sat there and watched him get 2 offensive rebounds back to back, and then the next possession he had 2 more. I mean, when he's locked in, Dean Wade just on the court, that energizes him to then hit the open shots, right? But when he feels like, when I see him and when he don't pass the eye test, right? When he's one step behind laterally, when he's one step behind on boxing out, when when you was like, damn, the rebound was right there, all you had to be. So you got to be already on it. You can't be like, oh, the ball bounced off the rim, let me go and get it. You got to be like, oh, they took the shot up, let me box out. Right? You got to already be putting the body on your man. So if wherever the ball goes, it doesn't matter because your man won't get to it before you. That's the point of a box out. I'm going to hold you back so my man don't get the ball before me. But when Wade is locked in like that, like we seen last game where his offensive rebounds and he was hustling, right? Kick it out, miss the fucking shot to the dummies who missed the shots. You feel me? CPJ, let's talk about Craig Porter Jr. for a minute, man. Craig Porter Jr. needs to get more minutes. I don't know why I have to come on here every Cavs State of Mind episode. Why is Lonzo Ball getting 24 plus minutes when he plays? Why isn't Craig Porter Jr. getting at least 20 minutes every single game? He's that valuable. He's that reliable offensively and defensively. Plus, he can get into the paint and create his own shot if he needs to. He has the floater. Yeah, it's not as consistent. Yeah, it can improve. But with consistency, with opportunity, with repetition, that builds habits and that builds confidence, right? If some games when y'all need them, when we need him and we begging for a spark and he get all the minutes in the world, he get 18 plus minutes, we play him then. But if Garland hit a couple shots, now he can't get the minutes. Stop playing with me. Garland, respectfully, y'all, Garland ain't going to be whatever we thought he was going to be ever again. The best of Garland, I believe we've seen it. Saddening, isn't it? I think the best we've ever seen him play was last season. He don't pass the eye test of, is he going to get it better than that? I don't think so. The Cavs will be top 6. They're still a good team. I really do like the roster better than the Knicks. I love the roster. They just got to show up. They got to show up. It's not, and to me, it's not the injuries that's really like the thing that blow my mind for real. Then that definitely blow my mind. It's just that shout out to Ms. D because I know Ms. D know this. With Becky Hammond, when Las Vegas Aces got off to a real rough start, you right? One of the things she said before the switch, right? But when they asses whooped, right? Okay. By Minnesota, before the switch, she said, one thing I'm not gonna do is coach effort. In other words, I'll be damned if I get out here to a bunch of grown women that's making grown women checks, that is getting paid to do what they love, coach effort. And right now, when I'm looking at the Cavs and I see that Maddox said the Cavs will be top 6, they're still a really good team. I do like our roster. You know what blows my mind about that? And shout out to you, Maddox, is that we're talking about the Cavaliers, the team that won 60 plus games last season, that still has their core 4, that 3 of their core 4 deals got locked in and cemented over this off season, that everybody besides Darius Garland entered the season healthy, and we knew DG wasn't going to play. Matter of fact, we thought we wasn't going to see him until around this time this year, right? We knew that, but even with the core 3, the problem is that we still never thought that we will be talking about a team, what you just said, in the top 6. We thought at worst, first or second. At worst, we never even thought about third, but I said at worst third seed, right? Because you never know. And we talked about it top of the season. I said Detroit coming, right? I said don't sleep on Miami. Miami coming. Don't worry about that, right? I said Philly might surprise us, and I never did count out Boston. But one thing I never said was top 6. I said top 1, 2, at worst 3. And now here we are sitting at game tips off at 8:00, and we talking about that potentially the Cavs can be a top 6 fucking team when we were just the number 1 team, the number 2 team in the NBA last year. And when you think about it, you know what a top 6 team in the East actually is in the league? Top 15. Because if we're a 6th, 7th, 8th ranked team in the East, that means if you take this same record and put it on the West, we probably in a play-ins. That's how bad that looks. So top 6 actually mean that's a play-in team. Anything below 6 anyway is play-in. What do you mean? The same team, respectfully, roughly, who were the second best team in the entire league last year. Now we might barely make the top 6. Lord have mercy. Okay? If they get healthy, they can match the Knicks. I mean, we don't even know what the Knicks gonna look like in February. They might have Giannis, and if they go out and get Giannis, I don't give a fuck what nobody do. Respectfully, y'all, it wouldn't even matter if you team Giannis with Jalen Brunson. You know Giannis won with Holiday. No, and that ain't no shade to Drew Holiday, because Drew Holiday is legend. He got 2 rings, right? But if he can win with Drew Holiday and Middleton and some others, hello, you give him Josh Hart, Brunson, and OKC gonna have a problem on their hands. All I'm saying. So even a healthy Cavs, a healthy team, we will still be. If this team was healthy today, we will still be bad defensively. We will still be shooting poor offensively. From 3, one would say. I mean, because even when Sam Merrill was healthy, he was shooting good for 3, but everybody else stunk up the show. Which team in the East scares you in the playoffs? Every single team scared me to play. If we're losing to Charlotte Hornets in overtime without LaMelo. Can you imagine if they had LaMelo Ball? Who was going to be checking LaMelo Ball? Who? Naquan Tomlin probably. They would have threw everything but the kitchen sink at LaMelo Ball yesterday or 2 days ago. And so that being said, first and foremost, we better get our act together so we're not in a play-in. First and foremost. Imagine this team having to be in a play-in. That would be quite comical in a not funny way. So to answer your question, every team in the East scares me in the playoffs. Every single one. How we're playing right now, we can't beat anybody in 7 games. And they better be glad this ain't the WNBA where that first round only 3 of them things. Because hello. Shout out to Tessa Love. Welcome back to Cavs State of Mind. While y'all here, man, do what she said. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, man. Get into the comments, get into the chat, man. It's all love. Your voices, your opinions are always welcome here. So pull up, show love, and we're gonna transfer the energy right back to you. Shout out to Tessa Love. Always love in the chat. I told y'all. I ain't making this up. Facts. You can't coach effort either. You either have it or you don't. That's and then what's crazy is hold on, y'all. What's crazy is that it's one thing if the whole team don't have it. But when you're looking at this man right here who show up every night and he plays with his heart and his soul. And how can you be in the locker room with him? How can you be in the court with him? And you don't have the, I would feel embarrassed. I would feel so much shame and guilt because I'm not bringing the same level of intensity. I'm watching him. Not only that, let's say I'm Darius Garland. Shout out to Darius Garland. No, I get paid $14 million. I'm Evan Mobley. I get paid 28, 29, $30 million. I'm Jared Allen. I get paid $20 million a year. And I don't show no intensity. And I think the lights are too bright. And I'll sit here and watch him say, fuck all that. Give me the ball. I'm gonna try to put it through the net. And I sit here and watch him every single night. How dare I? Imagine yourself coming to your family house every holiday as long as you live and you don't never bring no food to the table. I mean, every holiday, everyone, Mother's Day, July 4th. Okay, you black, you celebrate Juneteenth. Okay, we got New Year, every single holiday, and you don't never bring no food to the potluck. You don't bring drinks, you don't bring paper plates, you don't bring, but you bring your butt and your appetite, right? Imagine that's what I look at. Look, when I see the Cavs, I see them never bringing no fucking food to the table, but sitting here, and if we get the win, oh, Donovan, Spider. Man, we wouldn't do it without him. You know, he's amazing. You know, shout out to him for closing and being a hero and da 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 da. But you don't match his effort. You don't match his intensity. You wait and you rely. And up until the fourth quarter, y'all act like y'all don't want to play. I don't make it make sense. It's a head scratcher. Actually, the Spurs are favored to get Giannis than the Knicks. I mean, I'm saying the Knicks because we don't need no more damn dominant talent to take they butts over to the West. I prefer to keep some of these guys on the East. I feel like everybody's on the West. So, you know, we was blessed when we got Donovan, right? Cade then grew up to be a superstar, right? So Tyrese is a superstar now. So we have some players, but we can't lose the Greek freak. That means we have no MVPs in the East. None. I mean, Tatum, was that Tatum? I think so. But he's injured, right? So that means our other stars will be Brunson, Jaylen Brown, right? You know what I mean? But it's too few and far in between. Giannis got to stay over here in the East, right? I would have loved for the Cavs to package up Darius Garland, Jared Allen last year, and whoever else, the bus, you know, RTA, that's our transportation. Y'all can have the transportation system. Y'all can have whatever y'all want. Go and get Giannis. That's what I wanted them to do last year. And the year prior to that, I wanted them to package up DG and Okoro, right? But here we are. Knicks will easily give up Cat and some picks for Giannis. Easily. They just waiting. And who else in the running? Miami. I would like for I would if Giannis went to Miami, I would support that. Giannis and Bam. Holy shit. K, look at K. We got a bunch of K's. And if y'all a K Cunningham fan, go ahead, get in the chat. Type in hashtag Cade, man. That Cade is a bad brother. He's a bad brother. I'm not mad at him. I support Cade Cunningham and all of his efforts over there in Detroit. But this is a Cavs state of mind. Let's talk about it. When is enough? We missed 10 straight shots in overtime, right? Went scoreless. We lost to an injury-riddled Hornets. We were booed at home. So the question is, on top of when is enough, why is displaying consistent effort a problem? Why? I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm just watching a bunch of rich sport brats that, they would rather be, at the beach somewhere, right? It's Cleveland. I know who wouldn't want to be at the beach sometimes other than Cleveland, right? I ain't no beach person, but I can understand that. But baby, while you here, you $1 million man bounce that ball with purpose and attention. Y'all know how we do it on Freer Lens, Beyond the Lens, TV, Cavs, State of Mind. Everything we do is with purpose and attention. Play like you mean it. Or are we fooling ourselves? Did we set unrealistic expectations from last season? Let's talk about last season. Again, these are some players that we had last year that we do not have now. Imani Bates, nobody cares about him, but shout out to Imani Bates, right? Michigan guy, and we watched him all in high school. We thought he was going to have a great career here in Cleveland. Didn't work out. Wish him well. We don't have Ty Jerome. We don't have Karis LeVert. We don't have George Niang. We don't have Isaac Okoro. We're playing him tonight at 8 o'clock. We don't have TT. No, TT was not getting a lot of minutes, but even when he did get those minutes, he did capitalize on them. And he was a phenomenal person in the locker room, but we don't have him. We don't have JT Thor, even though I thought JT Thor should have got some minutes last year. For some reason, they don't like to play the tall guys. It blows my mind. We will give any guard an opportunity to get some minutes, but the tall guys, we keep them shackled to the end of the bench. Blows my mind. Anyway, that's the makeup of what we had last year. Our starting lineup, because Max Strus didn't start the season healthy again last year, just like this year, right? We had Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Dean Wade, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Okay. So consider tonight, we don't have Evan Mobley, right? One would think just put Dean Wade out there. Okay. But instead of putting him at that 3 slot, you go ahead and you put Jalen Tyson out there in that 3. And then you go ahead and you put Dean Wade in that 4. And then you still got a similar mix of chemistry that you had last year, even though we don't have Evan Mobley starting today. That's what that starting lineup should look like. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Tyson, Dean Wade and Jared Allen. Why are we making this difficult? Kenny Atkinson, I want to ask you a question. Sometimes I be thinking, is Kenny Atkinson the problem, y'all? Is he? Were our expectations coming into this season a little bit high because of what was displayed last year from what we thought was his basketball genius? Were we miscalculated, misguided? Were we reaching a little bit, were we just looking at a talented team that was just playing with a whole lot of spunk because they got a new coach? It's like that. You broke up with your chick, right? The first chick you bump into, you think she the best thing smoking, right? You date her for a little bit, realize she ain't shit, but she was pretty much like last year. You wasn't no upgrade here. Okay. Long story short. So I don't know. I don't know if we need to. I hate to be thinking like that. But again, Coach Mike Brown, who's now the coach for the New York Knickerbockers, was fired similar to a start like this. After being awarded Coach of the Year for the Kings, Sacramento Kings, right? The very next season, they got off to a very abysmal start, and it didn't look good, right? First 25 games, he was gone. Didn't get hired that season, got hired this season for the Knicks. I think our hesitation with the Cavs is this. We would look like buffoons if we did that because we fired a phenomenal coach. And he's doing phenomenal things in Detroit. So we would look crazy if we made the similar move that Sacramento did when they let go of Mike Brown, especially on the heels of having all these injuries. If we weren't injury riddled, Kenny Atkinson would be watching the games from the house like us. You better know that. Let's go. Expectations versus reality. Last year, we started the season as East contenders to go to the finals. We had an early 15-0 start, yet we were eliminated in the second round of the playoffs, as y'all know, to Indiana Pacers. This year, where we are currently, we've lost 6 out of our last 9 games. Most of them have been versus sub 500 teams. Injuries galore. Mobley is now out with the calf strain. And I put 8+ games there because what's my boy? Alien. Spurs, right? Wembanyama, he was out with the calf strain. He missed 12 games. Let's just hope for the best and say he's only going to miss 8. Scratches my head, scratches my head. What are we going to do? He missed 1 and we lost. What happens when he misses 8? I don't know. And Garland obviously is still playing injured. We see him limping around. We seen sometimes I'll be like, they need to put him on a hesitation or stutter, when you do your feet. Ha ha ha. They need to put him on a count restriction, not a minute restriction. We've counted that your foot can only take X amount of stutters. That's next. Let analytics work for you. How many times can you do that? Bop bop bop, where you're stopping so quickly, so sharp, so forcefully, right? Darius Garland. How many times can you do that before the toe is now aggravated? That's the analytics we fucking need, respectfully. Because I don't need him to be taking useless because you're trying to break down the man and you taking 10 dribbles just to try to break him down when that's useless dribbles. Pass the ball, move your body, rotate the ball. Allow somebody else. We know that it's not many people that can initiate offense, right? But this is why you move bodies and you pass to break down the defense. Most teams don't have 5 ball handlers. This ain't Houston. Houston got 5 ball handlers, right? OKC at moments. Then you got Spurs, right? But you don't see Duran doing all the dribbles and all the da-da-da. Cade is the ball handler over there in Detroit. Even when you look at New York, you see the most of the dribbling when Brunson is on the court is from him. But he don't have great toe injuries, what they call it. So we got to limit that. Be smarter with how we initiate the offense. Again, I ask, is this a Kenny Atkinson issue? Should we be talking about Kenny Atkinson more in his limited scope of offense? It's all threes. Tonight's matchup, y'all. Let's talk about this tonight. We facing Josh Giddey and Josh Giddey and Josh Giddey. That's what we facing tonight. They play hard. They play aggressive. They rebound. They run fast breaks, or they get in the fast break offense and take advantage of that. They are a great defensive team. They have a great coach. What is all that saying? Stop Josh Giddey. It's that simple. He's leading them in every category. Stop Josh Giddey. Going into this game, knowing that he's almost giving you a triple-double every game, the scouting report should say Josh Giddey. Number 1. Number 2, our job and obligation tonight is to rebound and play defense. We should be focusing on fundamentals every single night out. Now, we do have some struggles in our offense with not being able to knock down the shot, but I also think that sometimes a good old-fashioned pump fake will help you. Pump fake. Get you a bird. Shout out to Austin Carr. Get you a bird. Take a dribble in. Take a smaller shot, a shorter shot. Make it easy for y'all. Make it easy. Stop making it so difficult. Y'all stressing me out. My doctor already told me to stop watching y'all. In a minute, I'm gonna take her up on her offer. The Eastern Conference reality check, y'all. The Cavs must establish, again, a defensive identity, a half-court execution. Again, we're not getting to the transition as much as we used to. So we got to take advantage of what we can in the half-court. Paint physicality is key. That ties into half-court offense. If we're not knocking down the threes, we got to be more physical. That lines up with DeAndre Hunter, with Dean Wade, with Jalen Tyson, with Lonzo Ball getting in the paint, with Craig Porter Jr. We already know what we got to do. Just go up there and do it. Stop relying on Donovan Mitchell to create every single shot. Shout out to Darius Garland. He had a great game last night. Welcome back, Darius Garland. Keep that up. But even still, we know that he's still recovering. And and this might be the new Darius. It might be every game he aggravates that toe. I don't know. What does that look like at the end of the season? What does that look like going into playoffs? Expect him to miss more games, y'all. Expect him to miss another stretch. That being said, the number one separating factor between contenders and pretenders is consistency through adversity. We are not the only team dealing with adversity. Yet, we seem to be the only contending team that has folded before adversity. That's not a team that I stand for. That's not a team that I want to support. A team that's known for folding. That's not what I do. You don't fold on your team. You fold clothes. You fold your money. Okay? You don't fold on your team. And you definitely don't fold on yourself. We don't do that. Since the East is wide open, who poses the biggest threat for y'all? But for me right now, I gotta say the number one hitter right now is Detroit. Detroit. We gonna face them soon too, so we gonna see. Tonight we playing the Bulls. The matchup predictor is quite substantial. I mean, they got us winning 70% chance to win. I mean, we had this similar matchup when we were playing Charlotte and we lost. Okay, so this means nothing. This means everything. Season leaders, right? We know what Donovan is going to do, especially coming off a loss. And as y'all know, based on history, how we've been playing as of late. Let's go to schedule. When you look at the schedule, we have alternated wins, losses for quite some time. Y'all remember last season, the first time we had a 3-game losing streak, they damn near burnt the house down. This is after we won 12. We lost 3, right? Then we won 2, lost 1, and then we went off on 112 again. I mean, we won 10 again. I'm sorry. Look at what we doing. Loss. Coming off a loss in overtime. Didn't score anything. Win. Loss. Win. Loss. Win. Again, we're in the Christmas spirit with the red and green. But we need to be in the leprechaun, okay, March 17th spirit with all green. St. Patty's Day. That's the holiday. If we gonna be into the holidays. See, we oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. That's what we on. We need to be okay. Y'all know y'all from Cleveland. We need to be corned beef. Y'all from Chicago. We need to be green rivers. That's what we need to be. St. Pat. All greens, all dubs. Dubs in the chat. Not enough dubs. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, 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 win, win, loss, win, loss. Look at when we started the season, we was 3-1. We thought we was cooking with grease. We wasn't doing nothing. We were pretending. They not gonna make it seem like we fools gold like we were last year, right? Last year it made it seem like we were fools gold, and I don't want that for us this year. I don't want that. So tonight we have the Bulls at 8. We don't have to go about what the Bulls gonna do or who they have on their team. It ain't about who the Bulls have on their team. It's about who on our team is gonna decide to step up. That's who it's about. That's what it's about. Okay. Who is going to step up from the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight and play a full 4 quarters? That's been our Achilles heel. We want to play 1 quarter. I don't know another team that think that they could play 1 quarter a game and win besides the Cavs. So here we go. My keys to win tonight. Energy from the tip. From the tip. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask to play 48 minutes? Don't y'all get paid enough? What else y'all got to do? Is there somewhere else you'd rather be right now? If that answer is yes, go there, give the fans your check, let the fans split your game check. When the effort plays. Shout out to Coach Becky Hammond for the Las Vegas Aces, coaching the best player in the world, coaching the best team in the world. Why do I need to coach effort? Why every episode I get up here and I talk about we don't play hard. We ain't playing hard. We saw it. We ain't playing hard. We ain't playing hard. We saw it. Why we doing that? We not do after this. It's not just tonight. Because we can't just do it one game. That's what we have been doing. One game on, one game off. One game on, one game off. No, we need about 5, 6 games. We need for the rest of this easy part in our um roster. I'm sorry, in our schedule leading up to Christmas, we need to win every game leading up to Christmas because we play the New York Knicks at 12 p.m. EST on Christmas afternoon. How we gonna show up? Are we gonna, like I'm saying for us to do today? Are we gonna attack early and not wait till the fourth quarter? Are we going to defend like it matters? All rhetorical questions, y'all. We won't find that out until 8 p.m. when the tip off. But if we do these things, these are my keys to win this game. Matter of fact, we can win every game if we do this. If y'all just pull up to Cavs State of Mind, maybe take a little seat, maybe take your shoes off, pull up to the chat, say what's up. Hey, how you doing? Peep the Najah keys to win. We're going to do this every single game, and they will win. This ain't rocket science. I'm not saying nothing that no other fan has already said. I just got a show and I can say it all. Every Cavaliers fan is saying the same exact thing that I am saying right now. So it's not that I'm a basketball wizard, savant, or genius. I'm just going based off these natural eyes God gave me, and I enhance and reinforce my vision with these spectacles here. I'm going by the eye test. And if we show up with energy, win all the effort plays, all the hustle plays, don't take not a minute off, attack early and often, not late in the fourth, and defend like defend like your name is on your back. Defend like you represent everybody in your lineage every time you step out there, right? That's how you're supposed to show up. That's Najah's keys to win, and that's Cavs state of mind. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Definitely for pulling up, man. We have a good time every time. Each and every episode is powered by For Your Lens. Again, a dope brand inspiring dope people like you to do all things with purpose and attention, right? That's what we do over here. For Your Lens, Beyond the Lens TV. We go and do this Cavs State of Mind every Wednesday at 6 p.m. EST. And seems like every week I always have some technical difficulties, but we push through, okay? Because we love Cavaliers and we love basketball and we love connecting with the people. So every Wednesday at 6 p.m. EST, pull up right here where your voice is heard, your opinions matter. Get into the chat, get into the comment. And you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a beam, man. Every Wednesday. And then as y'all know, shout out to Miss D. Miss D always pulls up too. Pull up to Her Core, Her Rules every Monday at 6 p.m. EST, man. Her Core, Her Rules, man, where we break down women's basketball again from a high level, from a high perspective. And right now we're talking about NCAA women's basketball. I whipped around the league, talked about the top 25 on Monday, talked about the top 25 players and top 25 teams. Next week, tune in and figure out what the conversation gonna be next week. I don't know, man. I'm led by a spirit. You feel me? So I don't know what the topic gonna be till right before, maybe a couple days before the episode. So pull up on Monday, 6 p.m. We could talk about Her Core, Her Rules, talk about women's basketball, and again, spin a block on me next Wednesday, and we will talk about Cavs state of mind. Hopefully they got a little shape up or something. You know what I'm saying? And maybe playing a little bit better. Who knows? But we're going to pray and we're going to ask ourselves and ask them to send good vibes, y'all, to our Cavs so they can go ahead and get this dub tonight. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Everybody have a blessed evening. Thank y'all for pulling up to the show. We're going to do this again next Wednesday and next Monday, same time, 6 p.m. EST. Go Cavs, Cavs Nation, Cavs State of Mind, Free Lens, Beyond the Lens TV. It's your girl, Najah Lee. Peace and freedom. Sign.